Alright, welcome back to another Deathless guide. Today we're going to be doing the mission Gravemind, which many people consider to be the hardest mission in this game. In my opinion, Regret is a lot harder than this mission, but I'd say this is either like the second or third. Quarantine Zone, I still can't really ever decide between Quarantine Zone and Gravemind, like which I pick as second and third most difficult, but yeah, this is about the same as Quarantine Zone, I'd say, but Regret is definitely way more difficult in my opinion, but anyways. So the very first thing you're gonna... Or actually, crap, I need to start over. Oh. Yeah, I forgot to say a bunch of stuff. Alright. Alright, welcome back to another Deathless guide. This time we're gonna be doing the mission Gravemind. Legendary, and the purpose of this is I'm just going to go over all of my strategies that help me complete the entire game without dying a single time, without using any glitches, and killing every enemy in the entire game. So this is just going to be a in-depth analysis of the level Gravemind and all the strategies I came up to handle this mission. Okay, so I'm going to do the best I can to explain every strategy that I made and why I use those strategies. A lot of people say that, or a lot of people consider that this is the hardest mission in the game. I've always thought Regret is more difficult. This is like the second, probably. Anyways, as soon as this cutscene ends, you want to be doing a couple things when this cutscene ends. You want to be holding back immediately, and I mean immediately when the cutscene ends. So you want to be holding backwards. That's one thing you want to be doing. The other thing you want to be doing is holding whatever weapon or whatever button it is for dual wielding, because there's actually a second needler that spawns in right behind you on the ground. And so you're gonna want to pick up that second needler. And as soon as you pick up that second needler, you're gonna start jumping and moving side to side, as well as shooting at the brutes. So let's see that in action. Hold back. Sometimes they like glance off the needles, which is super annoying. If they do that, you can just hide behind one of these pillars. Until they kind of push you. You can get a free kill. Like that guy is just kind of chilling there. He doesn't have cover. Dude, I don't know how these needles... Oh my gosh, I hate this. I hate when the needler does this. That's a kill. Yeah. Okay, so as soon as you kill one, don't kill the other one yet. So I want to take their plasma rifle. So I'm gonna jump up on these rocks and easily get up here just by jumping on those. And I'm actually gonna be up here for the most part during this entire area. So I'm gonna drop my needler over the edge. Just away from that guy. And I want one of their plasma rifles. Then pick up my second needler as soon as he starts coming at me. Okay, so as soon as you kill both brutes, you'll get 4 grunt spawns. Just kill the one nearest you with the plasma rifle. Watch out for grenades, of course. One thing to keep in mind, white grunts like that have a lot more health than other colors of grunts. Yellow grunts have the least health than red grunts than white grunts. I don't really know how like black and green grunts have as far as like how much health they have, but okay, so I killed all 4 grunts. After you kill all 4, you have like a few seconds to kind of grab your other needler. Just come up here. Okay, so let me tell you about how this room works. So there's those enemies I just killed, the 2 brutes, then the 4 grunts, right? Then after that dialogue, there's gonna be 2 more waves of enemies that come out of the doors that are in front of me on the bottom. After those 2 waves, there's going to be another wave, but that next wave is going to have enemies that come up the lift on the left of me right now. And there's going to be like a brute shot captain and 2 other brutes. And there's also going to be some grunts that come out of the door. And in that wave with the brute shot, as soon as there's 2 enemies still alive, then you're going to get 2 carbine brutes that spawn up on the risers, either on this side with me or on the other side, or like 1 on each side. Just 2 total. And that's like a really easy way to get carbine ammos from those two brutes, because it's guaranteed to be a carbine. So these brutes that come out of the door, or these waves that come out of the door, it's always going to be a brute first and then a couple of grunts. So each wave is like 2 brutes and 4 grunts, I think. So yeah, the brute always comes out first. So what I'm going to do is as soon as I see one of the door like flare, like you can kind of see it like flashes white for a second before opening, I'm going to aim at that door and just start shooting a ton of needles at it so that I can instantly kill one of the 2 brutes. Alright, yeah, last thing about this room. After you kill all the enemies in the wave with the brute shot brute, there's gonna be 2 more waves of enemies, and it basically acts as the same way as the first 2 waves. So one thing that's very nice to do. You're obviously like pretty low on ammo right now. However, if you keep one grunt alive, preferably not a white grunt, because white grunts, not only do they have more health, but they're a lot more aggressive, and usually they throw more nades. But keep one grunt alive, and you can just go back for ammo, because the way the waves work is that every single enemy has to be dead before more enemies spawn, and before the next wave of enemies spawns. So you'll see, like, in between each wave, I'm going to go down, get ammo for my needlers, get grenades. If there's a carbine, I'm going to grab the carbine, but if I don't get a carbine spawn, I obviously can't grab it. Yeah, so I'm going to be just watching one of these doors, whichever one opens. You can do this on either side, I just prefer it on... You can, like, be up on the risers on either side of this room, but I've always preferred this side for no reason in particular, just... I like it. So yeah, that's a really easy way to kill one of them. Oh yeah, keep one of the grunts alive, but not needler grunts. Alright, so killed one of the brute, needler grunt. There should be one more brute. For whatever reason, brutes in this room don't like to berserk. It's weird, kind of weird. Usually against the grunts, I like to use my plasma rifle. And see how how they can't come up here. The reason that the risers are such a good position is because enemies can't come up here. And you just get free cover. All you have to do is crouch or hide behind here, and you can just let your shields regen. It's pretty straightforward. So I want to kill that white grunt. I saw that the other grunt was like a red grunt. And I already killed 2 out of the 4 because they had needlers. If I can actually hit this guy. I definitely recommend like single tapping from this range with the plasma rifle. Alright, he died. Okay, now I want to deal with this brute, but I'm going to keep that grunt alive. This doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, they just hide back there for some reason. It's really annoying. But, okay, so I'm pretty sure there aren't any carbines down there, just 2 needlers, which would be nice to have. Alright. Needed to make sure that explosion didn't kill that grunt before walking down. Alright, so it's kind of nice to remember like where you killed all the carbine enemies and needler enemies. I kind of forgot where, yeah, that other needler is, but... So since there's still needler ammo, I'm actually going to drop one of these up here. So yeah, just don't shoot at that guy. Right now I'm looking for grenades, if there are any. There's one. Yeah, as soon as I kill him, then another wave of enemies will spawn. So I consider what I just killed like the first wave of enemies in this room. The spawn out of like the doors and stuff. So like in this room you have the initial enemies. You have like the 2 brutes and 4 grunts. Like I consider those like the initial enemies. And then there's 5 waves on top of that. So if you hear me say like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, you know what I mean. So after you kill the initial 6 enemies, the 4 grunts and 2 brutes, then there's 5 waves of enemies. So that was the first wave. That's just kind of how I think about it. So this is wave 2. Doing the same thing. I'm looking for a brute. Just kind of watching which door is going to open. Okay, so I noticed that that guy did not have a carbine, which is kind of sad. He doesn't either. Oops, I did not mean to fall down right there. So he needs to die. Oh, that was a horrible grenade. What was that? Alright, he died. Okay. And if you ever like run out of needler ammo in one of them, see how it says 90 now, but it has 0 in the magazine? You can just throw that down there. I don't need that up here anymore. So I still haven't got a carbine yet. I'm guaranteed 2 carbine brutes in the next wave, though. Okay, so I'm gonna kill one of those guys. Remember, yellow grunts have the least amount of health. That's why it didn't take very much to kill that guy at all. So that guy's hiding, so I can kind of just push this guy. I'm pretty sure I killed 1 needler. I'm also running low on plasma on plasma rifle. So I would like another plasma rifle. Alright. But this one has nope. Oh, he's actually hitting everything. Okay. What a champ. Too bad he's about to die. Alright, if you want, you can like kind of stockpile plasma rifles up here as well. I don't really do it because you don't need to. As soon as I get a carbine, I'm not using a plasma rifle for the rest of the level. As soon as I get a carbine. Alright, so now that all those enemies are dead, you'll get a Cortana dialogue. So that was the end of wave 2. On wave 3, you'll have brutes come up this lift. As soon as brutes come up this lift, I'm actually going to pre-fire a little bit, because I really want to kill this brute shot guy as quickly as possible. He's a pretty big threat.
Watch out for the captain.
It only takes 2 brute shots to kill you. Okay, campaign scoring. I got him. Cool. And I can see you can tell it's the captain because he has a flag attached to his shoulder. None of the other brutes have that in this part anyways. Okay, so keep in mind, as soon as 2 enemies are left, so I want to kill 1 more brute, but don't kill both brutes. For some reason, like the other brutes in the previous waves don't berserk, but as soon as I kill this guy, his teammate should berserk. If he doesn't, then kill the other brute, but since he did berserk, I'm not going to kill him. And the reason I'm not going to kill him when he's berserking is 1, it's kind of hard to hit all your needler shots without them like glancing off from this distance. And 2, here, one sec. When they're berserking, they can't shoot at you, right? So if you're up on top of like any of those things that I'm shooting at right there, they cannot hit you. They'll kind of be like right below you and try to hit you, but they won't do any damage to you. They'll just miss. That's like a really good way to deal with a lot of berserking enemies in this game. If you want a high object, it can't get you, so. Okay, these guys are actually kind of bothering me a lot. Alright. Okay, so I can see 4 enemies still alive, so I need to kill 2. Keeping the brute alive. And again, just to reiterate, if that brute is not berserking, kill him. Kill him before any of these other guys spawn. Okay, so I just need to kill one more. As soon as I kill this last grunt. So there's 2 enemies still alive. I'm going to pick up 2 needlers. I'm going to come right here, making sure that I'm behind this wall. Because sometimes you can have a brute right here. You can also have a brute spawn over there. So every once in a while, this is quite rare, but you'll have both brutes spawn on this side. If that happens, obviously you'll be able to see your radar that one's coming out of this door. As soon as this door opens, you want to blow them up. But you also want to be careful because there's one over there, so you don't want to like back up. You want to blow him up without really moving. And as soon as he's dead, you want to move right into this room so this guy can't kill you over here. Okay, so just take 2 needlers. Pretty easy kill. And there's a free carbine. There's gonna be another carbine brute. I noticed that he's jumping down and not staying right there. So since I noticed that, I'm actually gonna use needler ammo to kill this guy. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, he's kind of far now. I think I took his helmet off. Okay, so keeping the berserking brute alive. Now, just like before, I'm gonna go back down for carbine ammo. I can see a carbine as well as all the needler ammo I can get. However, the only difference is that it's a brute instead of a grunt. So notice how he kind of came right there. I can't actually take damage. The reason I jumped up is so I can actually jump down again and not have him like right next to me. Because if I stayed there, he'll just stay there. So I see another needler right there and some grenades right there. I don't know what this guy's doing, but he's bad at Halo. That brute is bad at Halo. Alright. So I'm just looking for more needler ammo. Not really seeing any. I have max grenades, so I don't need any more. Alright. So I see him. He's just gonna sit there. He gets needler kills. Alright, you have to be kind of fast about this, because these guys will spawn in fast, but move back up the risers. Okay, I got 2 carbine brutes, which is kind of nice for the ammo. Alright. So kill the needler grunts first. There's one. Any more? Yep. Alright, so this is kind of unlucky that I have 2 white grunts and I have to choose between them, but that guy's hiding, so, like, obviously I'm going to kill the one that's not hiding that can actually shoot me. But yeah, white grunts throw so many grenades compared to... I kind of can't get that other carbine, because that grunt's right there. Unless he moves, of course. So I see that carbine's right next to that door. I'm gonna shoot at him like a little bit. I know that they have a lot of health. So I'm hoping that like shooting at him a little bit will get him to run away. But don't kill him. Don't do that with yellow grunts. You can only really do that with white grunts. And I guess you can do it with red grunts, but be careful doing it with red grunts. Definitely don't do it with yellow grunts though. Okay. So, see how much needler ammo I have up here? Actually, this one's empty, so I'm going to throw this off. And I could tell it was empty just by looking at the gun itself. There were no needles sticking out, so... Alright, so that was the end of wave... Or, as soon as I kill this guy, it'll be the end of the 4th wave. And there will be one more wave of enemies that I have to kill. I'm missing... Okay. So, just one more wave of enemies. Got one more carbine. So right now I don't care who I kill because I know this is the last wave of enemies, so I don't have to keep an enemy alive. Oh my gosh, the spread on the carbine though. And as soon as I kill this guy, Cortana dialogue means everything's dead.
Put me down on one of the pedestals near the door.
If you don't get Cortana dialogue, it means you miscounted the number of waves and there's still more enemies spawning, so. Okay, so I don't have a ton of carbine ammo, which is kind of annoying, but whatever.
That prophet, Truth, he has the index. You've got to take it from him. Let me get these doors.
Okay, so right here, there's going to be grunts on my right and left. So I'm just going to kind of stay back and wait for them to push out. What the? Okay, dude. So be careful because there's some turret grunts back up there, and also two brutes that all have they're guaranteed to have needlers, or not needlers, carbines. Brutes can't hold needlers in this game. So yeah, I'm taking off the little guys first, just cause. Sorry, one sec. Alright, so yeah, take out the cannon fodder first, aka the grunts. Then see how quickly they just kill you? Or, yeah. Kinda just have to lay a few shots down on them. You can also, like, jump over that. And kinda get an angle. You can actually jump on these things. However, if you see a grenade start coming at you, you have to back up. Because one thing about brutes, also elites, but brutes mainly, no matter how far away they are, and I mean like a mile away, their grenades will hit you dead on in this game. Okay. So yeah, pick up their ammo. If you already have max ammo, but you can see on the ground, like, if I had max ammo and there's still another gun right there, you can just drop this gun, pick up that one, so it doesn't despawn, and then fill your ammo up with the one you dropped. Okay, so there's gonna be two brutes here. I want to kill the one with the rifle, that way the other one will berserk and drop the carbine right where they're at, and it won't go like flying away. So I'm gonna kill the one on the left, because the one on the left always has the plasma rifle. That guy just conveniently drops his carbine ammo right there for me. Okay, so I'm gonna drop my needler and just kill everything from a range. You're pretty safe back here. So there's gonna be some grunts. There's also jackals on each side. But there's gonna be some grunts that come up there. I'm waiting for them to push a little bit forward so their bodies don't fall off the edge, and I'll explain that in a second, but I don't want their bodies to fall off the edge. They're dead bodies. Oh, that guy fell off the edge. I think he lived, though. I'll have to kind of check on that. Alright, so yeah, you're gonna get two more brutes, as well as a captain that has a brute shot. Be careful, because the captain will... 2 hits from the brute shot will kill you, so... Okay, so a few of the grunts survived, so... There's one. Oh yeah, there's also carbine ammo right here. There's also carbine ammo in that crate right there. What? Okay. Okay, so right, let me explain why. So I think there's actually a grunt that survived and just fell. Okay, one sec.
Truth is moving through the lower levels of the tower.
Okay, so I'm not gonna jump down in this quite yet.
Drop down, try to cut
I'm
him
still
off.
looking for that grunt that fell off the edge.
Safe, really. Just
If I can
step in.
see it.
After that stunt on the Cairo, I know you're not afraid of heights.
I don't see it. It must have fallen like off the actual edge all the way down. Which I guess is possible from right here.
I won't watch. Meet you at the bottom, okay?
Anyways, so the reason that I don't want any of these bodies to fall off the edge, if, say a dead grunt falls and their body is like right there, well, there's going to be a sniper jackal that comes out of that door. If they see the body, they'll immediately be alerted. Yeah, the body will alert them, and they'll pretty much kill you while you're going down the lift, and it sucks. So, like, what do you do if if a body does fall down there? Well, you notice how I had the brute shot? You can easily, like, just push a body off the edge down there with the brute shot. You can also do it with grenades. As long as you can throw the body off the edge, off the edge down there before you go down the lift, it won't matter. They won't be able to see the body, and it won't alert the sniper jackal. So yeah, just check that there's no bodies, or else you'll be screwed. Alright, so the reason I just jump down onto those things, which you can do, is because part of this challenge is that I have to follow the intended path the entire time, which in this case is going down that gravity lift. There's another situation a little bit later in the level where not following the intended path would be a lot easier than following the intended path, but I have to do it anyways. And I'll explain that when I get there, but anyways. So keep your carbine equipped. You have to kind of spam. So the way that the sniper jackal works is that those enemies on until you're like halfway down the lift. Right, so they're not spawned in right now, so you can't just like shoot and get them to look up at me, but as soon as you're like halfway down the lift, they'll spawn in. Okay, so as soon as I see the sniper jackal, he's gonna be the first person I look at. I'm gonna try to kill him as fast as possible with the carbine. Then I'm gonna move over behind. You can do either of those plants, but I'm just gonna move over behind the right one, and that'll like stop me from taking damage from some of the other guys. It'll provide cover from the other 3 enemies. So right, besides the sniper jackal, there's also a regular jackal with a shield and 2 grunts. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. Alright, just like that. So it's kind of sad, but I actually have no use for that beam rifle right there at all. However, if you do get a needler there, just pick it up. You don't always get one right there, but just pick that one up if you do. Okay. Kill these jackals. So yeah, there's gonna be 3 jackals as you saw. Dude, he's turning the wrong way. So yeah, 3 jack. Okay. Now there's gonna be some more enemies here, some brutes, some more jackals, some grunts. So notice how I'm just staying back here towards the back. That way I can't get like flanked or anything. And enemies actually back here. So you're pretty safe back here. Unless of course a brute's berserking or something, and they'll come back here, but yeah. Okay, so I saw that jackal. So that, yeah, kill the rest of the grunts. Just keep like inching your way forward, killing everything that comes into view. Super slowly. And that door will open. I also saw that there's a jackal right there. You want to kill that guy kind of quickly in case like more brutes push you, because you can get a brute shot brute in this room. It's a pretty small chance, but you can get one. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pick up his ammo first before I pick up the ammo in this crate, because his ammo will despawn, but this won't ever despawn. Okay, so as soon as I get this dialogue, it means in a few seconds there's going to be jackals that spawn from one of these doors. As soon as I see the door like flare white, I'm going to throw a grenade on the ground like halfway in the middle of the room, and the jackals should run right over it as it blows up.
I'm reading marine IFF transponders. The signals are originating
As soon as the door flares, white. Yep, easy. Now just kill everything else that comes into view. So yeah, a lot of this area is super easy if you just chill in the back with a carbine. Makes life just so much easier. Oh, right now I have an audio glitch. Usually I don't get this audio glitch until prison. For some reason I got it early. Anyways, it's basically all my weapon audio and all the enemies' weapon audio will be super quiet. If you die, this glitch will fix itself, but if you don't die, it'll keep being like this for the rest of the level. Alright, so there's 2 brutes in this room. I killed them both. I actually don't know how many grunts exactly, but I'm just kind of being careful. There's one. Okay. I just like to pick up all that ammo so it doesn't despawn.
There's another lift in the next room.
Okay, so right here, there's going to be a brute captain on either the right or the left side, in the kind of in the back. So right here, he was on the right side. You can get a pretty easy free kill. However, he could just as well have been on the left side. It's complete RNG which side he's on. I just got lucky right there. So anyways, in this room, there's going to be 2 jackals, one on your left and right. There's going to be the random brute captain. Then there's going to be a bunch of other brutes. As soon as you kill 3 enemies, then you'll get a brute on the left and the right side that spawn in. Okay? So I killed 3 enemies. So that means those doors in the back will open on the right side and the left side. And another brute will come out of them. Okay. So I know there's still more enemies. So yeah, before going in, I'm going to make sure I have a needler, in case I have to kill enemies close quarters. Okay, yeah, one more important thing. If for some reason one of the 2 jackals gets away, obviously I killed them super fast right there, but if one of them does get away, they like to hide like back there by those back shield, or those back like pieces of glass or whatever they are. On either side. It could be either on the left or the right, but that's where they like to hide if they do get away. Okay, so I know there's still enemies alive. I was just kind of inching my way forward until I saw them. Okay. Alright, oh yeah, and once you move forward enough, there's going to be those enemies in the back that spawn in. And in those enemies in the back, there's going to be 1 more brute and 2 grunts. Okay, so I killed everything else. It's just 1 brute and 2 grunts that are left alive. So that brute and then 2 grunts. Just 1 more grunt. See, I'm just looking for a grunt. I don't know where it's at, but I know it's here somewhere. Somewhere there's a grunt hiding. Pick up a beam rifle. Or at least I thought. Maybe I had that piece of information wrong. Or he's just hiding still. No, it looks like I was wrong about that. Okay, it's fine. I'm pretty sure you can jump back up here, right? I swear you could. I swear you... Oh, no. Yep. Okay, before going into the prison... Oh yeah, in my opinion, the prison is probably the worst room in the entire game. So, like, it's the worst encounter in the entire game. It's like worse than Quarantine Zone Gondola, worse than the Regret boss fight. And the reason is because, well, it's actually a lot of reasons. It's super random. There's one really, really annoying thing. I actually had a Deathless run that got to Gravemind Prison and to this. But what can happen is that when you go down the lift, there's going to be the two brutes in front of you. They're not a problem. They're turned around. There's going to be a bunch of grunts that are asleep all over. They're not a problem. They're asleep, right? But then there's also going to be jackals that are randomly patrolling. And if you get bad RNG and one of those jackals is facing a certain direction when you're going down the lift, those jackals will actually see you before you reach the bottom of the lift. And they'll alert everyone, you know? So that is very unlucky. I did come up with a strategy that's like 75% consistent in case that does happen. But yeah, there's like if it does happen, there's just like a 25% chance you'll die, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because like the reason that that's so bad that the jackal alerts everything is because you're in the middle of the cover. There's a ton of grunts and jackals on all the sides of you. Some of them have needlers. Then there's the two brutes in front of you that are going to start shooting you with their plasma rifles. They both have plasma rifles. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. In this room, try not to kill enemies in the center. You notice that I tried to... If enemies were in the center of the room, I just avoided them. I didn't shoot them. And the reason is because there's a weird glitch that can happen if an enemy dies like on top of the lift, either that lift or that lift up there. If they die on top of it, they can actually fall down into it when Cortana opens this, and that will also cause the enemies below me to be alerted. So that's another way that the enemies below me can be alerted, which is super annoying. So yeah, grab a fresh beam rifle, grab a carbine. The reason you want a beam rifle here, I don't actually intend on using it in the prison room. I'm just going to drop it as soon as I get in there and take it when I leave. But the thing is, as soon as you walk outside for the first time on this level, or I guess the second time because we've already been outside once, but there's going to be 4 sniper jackals. And between now and that area, there's actually not a single beam rifle anywhere. So you kind of just need this with you to kill the sniper jackals. So, I mean, you can do it with a carbine, but you'll just end up missing a lot. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. I really hope I don't get the bad RNG where they see me. Alright, so while I'm going down, I like enter the prison, but before I hit the ground, I'm going to be looking on both sides of the room to see which side has the lesser number of grunts. Okay? Because if the enemies do get alerted and I do get that bad RNG with the jackal seeing me, I want to exit on the side with the lesser number of grunts, okay? So let me tell you basically what I will do if one of the jackals sees me and alerts the enemies. So what you have to do is indicate which side of the room has the less number of grunts. Okay, that's the first thing. Then when you figure that out, you have to you have to turn to the opposite side, the side that has the most grunts, and basically look to see if the grunts wake up that are sleeping on that side. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is, sorry, this is kind of hard to explain, but I'm going to be looking to which side has the fewer grunts. Then I'm going to turn to the opposite side. I'm going to stare at one of the grunts, and if any of the grunts wake up and start moving around, I know that the enemies got alerted. So if that happens, what I'm going to do is stick the grunt, or not the grunt. I'm going to stick one of the brutes in front of me. However, not just any of them. I'm going to stick the one on the opposite side of the side with the fewer grunts. And the reason for that is because if you stick the one closest to the side with the fewer grunts, they can like turn around, start coming at you, and blow you up as well. So you can technically kill yourself with your own grenade there, because the enemies just walk at you. However, if you do the opposite brute, you're gonna be walking away from him, so that can't happen. Let's see. So yes, after I stick the brute, I'm gonna turn to the opposite side, the side with the fewer grunts. Then I'm gonna do a little bunny hop, kinda. I'm gonna kill any grunts that expose themselves real quick. And then I'm gonna walk. So I'm gonna kill any grunts that expose themselves while I'm also walking as fast as I can onto the bridge that's to that side. And then I'm gonna jump down to one of the lower levels, preferably the middle one, because it's a lot easier to hit that jump than to like to the bottom. So that's pretty much everything.
Wait a minute. I'm reading Marine IFF. There are two groups of Marines in this detention block. I'll zero their locations. You neutralize the guards. Wait a minute.
Okay, so I only see one grunt on the left, so same with the right side. So I'm just watching this grunt. If this guy wakes up, I'm gonna stick this guy. So as you see, I'm just continuously pausing to see if he wakes up. I'm eyeballing that grunt that's in the far right corner of my screen, but he didn't wake up, so I'm good.
I'm reading Marine IFF transponders.
Oh, and you might be asking, like, what the heck is going on with Cortana? That's another glitch where if you pause it and for a certain amount of time and you unpause it, then, like, a line of dialogue will repeat every time you unpause it for the rest of the level. That glitch can happen on any level, by the way. Every single level in the game. Alright, so
I'm reading Marine IFF transponders.
since I didn't get these guys alerted, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to drop my beam rifle as close to this door as possible, because I don't want this to, like, fly off the edge with, like, a random grenade or something. Okay, I'm going to grab a brute shot. And you can do this on either side, but I've always preferred doing it on the right. But basically, as soon as I stick one of these two brutes, the other one's going to berserk. And the berserking brute will not come after me, okay? He won't chase after me. Oh, by the way, you might still be having a hard time visualizing what I was saying about what to do if, for some reason, one of them sees you. Or if you get alerted early. Which I obviously can't demonstrate right now because I didn't get alerted early, but I'll kind of like run through the motions after I clear out the prison before I go back up the lift. Okay, so you can do this on either side, but I like doing it on the right side. But as soon as you kill one of these two brutes, the other one will go berserk, and he will not leave this platform, okay? So basically, you just kill you basically disable two brutes with one grenade. Because not only do you kill one, but the other one can't come after you.
Wait a minute.
Okay. So I'm gonna brute, and then I'm gonna jump down onto that platform down there. And then I'm gonna jump down onto the lower platform. Okay. Stick. Jump down onto the middle. If there's like a jackal here, kill him with a brute shot, but there wasn't, so I'm good. Okay, now I'm gonna go right here, jump down to the bottom. That's a brute. I don't know who's shooting at me. This is annoying. Okay, I'm gonna just watch this elevator right here, or this grav lift. You can pretty much kill everything as it's going down the lift. Makes me wonder if that other brute didn't berserk, which happens like every once in a while, but it's pretty rare. Alright, as soon as you hear doors open, look to your right, because those doors to your right can open, and enemies can spawn here. If the doors open to your right, you kind of just have to deal with the enemies to your right. Which is pretty annoying, but you just have to. That's another thing that makes the prison so annoying. So yeah, it looks like that guy didn't berserk for some reason. That's who almost killed me a second ago. I don't know why that guy didn't berserk. Okay, so I think he's the only living enemy. So I want to grab some ammo before I kill him, because as soon as I kill him, then more enemies will spawn in. But that's kind of the advantage of if he does berserk, you just have a berserking brute and no one else is alive, right? So I don't really need the brute shot anymore. It's just kind of something that's available. I'm gonna switch to needlers. Yeah, if he does go berserk, you just have a berserking brute and nothing else is gonna spawn in, which is really nice. Where the heck did this guy? Okay. Oh yeah, and one more important thing is that there's 3 crates of carbine ammo in this prison. Each crate is on a different floor, so there's one on the top. The one on the top is actually like right behind where I'm at right now. There's one on the middle floor, which is on the far left side. And then there's one on the bottom. Which is kind of towards the middle of the bottom floor. Dude, how is this guy? I don't know how he didn't die, but that's annoying. Alright, well, see how I died and then, the audio's fixed, yeah. But luckily this is just a guide, so if I do, since I died, it doesn't really matter, it's just a guide. I already did the entire game without dying, so. And like I said, this prison sucks, and for some reason this guy didn't berserk. If that guy was berserking, I would not have died right there. Yeah, the only thing I could have really done differently is either use my carbine, which I kind of wanted to save the ammo for, or I could have, just stayed a little bit that glass. Like, as soon as I thought he died, I could have just ran instead of kept myself out in the open. That's what I should have done. Just kind of stayed closer to cover. It's about, yeah, that's literally the only thing I did wrong right there, but. Because I prefer not to use my carbine, right? If I don't have to. Okay, so let's repeat that. So this is what I should have done. I should have stayed right here. And then just... Okay, so as soon as he dies, there can be enemies that spawn up on the top with me, so I'm going to stay in the middle just so I kind of... Yeah, there's a jackal.
The Marines are just inside. Careful of the guards.
Okay, so I heard Cortana say middle level. Means enemies will be right below me. So it's kind of random if you get the middle level or the bottom level first. just stay up here, kill the brute shot guy, because there's gonna be a brute right there. And based on if you get the middle or the bottom first, it like kind of changes how you have to play, right? Like if I got the bottom first right now, I'd basically be having to I would be having to shoot at the enemies on the bottom. Alright, so like I said, there's 3 crates of carbine ammo. I like to use the ammo on the top first. Because the ammo on the I'm gonna pretty much be in the middle and the bottom levels for the rest of the prison area. And I'm gonna need that ammo, right? I can't really access the ammo above me. Or I won't be able to in a second. Alright, so this room. So in here, there's going to be 2 jackals. One in the back and one in the front. There's also going to be the brute in the back. Keep one of the jackals alive, preferably the one in the back. And you'll see why in a second, but this brute has to die. It's pretty weak. Alright. Alright, so keep the other jackal alive. So yeah, here's the crate of carbine ammo in the middle floor. So before I kill that last jackal, there's two things I need to do. One, fill up my carbine ammo. And see this crate right here? It doesn't have to be this crate, but this one's just closer and kind of in a good position already. I'm going to knock it over just by hitting it at the top. And I'm going to push this crate all the way down there. And what that's going to allow me to do is basically just block the Marines inside. Because in the prison, my Marines are pretty much just going to die pretty much instantly, but I want them for outside of the prison. I want to save them for later, you know? And if I do this, they can't leave the prison cells and they can't get killed. Okay. So this is slow, but it's very effective. Oh, and the reason I'm meleeing with a needler is because you melee faster with the needler than carbine, as you can see, or any other weapon. And of course you can use like the BXB button combo, but I just kind of consider that a glitch, so don't use it. Okay, so I'm not going to push this all the way to the door, just to the bottom of this ramp. If I push it underneath the door, then like once the door closes, it'll push this box in a random direction and it won't like block the ramp anymore. Alright, so I got that where I want it. As soon as I kill this guy, then these Marines will be freed. What? Alright. So these Marines are freed. Now the next wave of enemies spawns in as soon as I come back out here. So I'm going to come back out here, but then I'm immediately going to go in here, because this is a very good position.
Come to the lower level.
One thing you can do, you got a really good head glitch right here, but you're also close enough to the door that you can keep the door open. So this is like a really good spot to be, is in one of these cells. You can just kill everything that kind of shows itself. Oh, come on.
Hurts like a son of a gun.
So yeah, basically just deal with these enemies however you want to. As long as you stay back here, you should be fine. So I know there's still a brute alive to my left. Or out there to the left. Yeah, right there.
Incoming.
Don't get hit by that. Okay, so not only are there those enemies, but there's also going to be enemies below me. So yeah, down there's going to be some jackals. Also 2 brutes. One of these brutes will have a brute shot. Or I think just one. It could be both. I don't really remember too well about that one. Yeah. So he definitely has a brute shot. I can see it. Oh yeah, so the other guy has a plasma rifle, so it's just one. So that guy's gonna go berserk. But for some reason, when he goes berserk, he just stays down there. He doesn't usually go up that lift, but I think I've seen him like once or twice go up that lift after me. Alright, so let's say for example that I got the bottom one first. Instead of doing what I just did, I'd basically do the same thing down there. Except instead of shooting down on the enemies, I'd have to shoot up from down there. And there would be like a brute shot guy up here. There'd also be a few jackals up here. And I basically just have to be in that room and shoot them from down there. Which isn't too bad. Alright, so I know there's a berserking brute down there somewhere. Yeah, he's right there. Okay. I could just go down there with my needlers, which is what I'm gonna do. Grab some needler ammo. Okay. So just like the last room, there's conveniently a box placed like right here perfectly. I'm gonna leave one enemy alive, preferably an enemy towards the back of the room, and preferably a grunt that doesn't have a needler. So the first thing I'm gonna do is stick this brute, then back up, kill any grunts that are close to me, and then I'm gonna leave one grunt alive. Okay. There's also some grenades back here. So this is kind of a bonus crate right here because it actually has plasma rifles in it, which will actually be helpful in a second. Okay. So I'm doing the same thing as the last one. I'm just pushing this in. This one's moving a lot faster for some reason. Alright. Now I'm just going to make sure I have max carbine ammo. Oh, I already got all the carbine ammo. Okay, let me go see if there's any more carbine. Nope. And actually, it doesn't matter that much because one sec. I'll explain why it doesn't matter. Okay, there is some. So in this bottom prison cell, there's actually going to be a carbine on the ground that has 120 ammo in it. Only your Marine can pick it up. However, what you can do is swap weapons with your Marine. So I'm going to do that with like a plasma. I'll give him a carbine in a little bit, but he really doesn't need it right now. But anyways, you can swap weapons with that Marine. Just give him something crappy and you'll have 120 ammo. Okay. So yeah, this carbine right here, my Marine's gonna pick it up, but then I'm just gonna take it from him. Yeah, this Marine.
Good work.
120 ammo, easy. Alright, so in this next, now all we have to do is get out of here, okay? So there's gonna be some more brutes, some more jackals, some more grunts. They're all gonna come at me from the grav lift to my, or in the middle, yeah, the middle grav lift. So after you kill a certain number of enemies, Cortana's gonna say a dialogue that like, hostile reinforcements coming down the lift. So you can actually shut that lift off very easily, and one of those easy ways to do it is if you're in this room at all, the lift will not work normally, and all the enemies coming down from the lift will actually fall to their deaths. Took me a while to figure that out, but basically, while the enemies are falling down the lift, you cannot be in this room. I consider that cheating. It's like a glitch. So I have to be outside of this room while the enemies are falling down the lift. As soon as the lift stops, and you can tell that it stops because it stops making noise, but basically as soon as it stops, then you can come in here. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna stay back here.
Get out of here the same way we came in, the central grav lift.
I'm just gonna stare at that lift. Why are they shooting my Marines? That's annoying as heck. I want those Marines alive after all, you know? So the only reason I even shot at them right there is because they were trying to kill my Marines, so So you can pretty much kill everything pretty easily just while it's falling down.
Coming down the lift.
Alright, so I have to wait until that lift stops making noise now. And I'll tell you when it does. Oh yeah, stand right here where I'm at. Make sure you can't actually see the ledge up there. As long as you can't see up there, they can't see down at you, and they can't shoot down at you. Alright, now the lift is off. As soon as it makes that really loud, like, I don't really know what to call it, like ambient sound, I guess. As soon as it makes the second really loud ambient sound, that means the lift's off. So there should be a few more jackals and grunts, yep. And these new enemies that are coming down the lift are all the ones that came down the central grav lift. And they just took a second to get here. So there should be a few more. So there's also 2 brute shot brutes. However, those brute shot brutes always just stay up there. They never leave that platform. Unless they're berserking. Speaking of those 2 brutes berserking, I have something very important to say about that. It's like it's one of the main reasons I keep my Marines alive, but I'll explain that in a second. There should be some more enemies. That can't be all of them. Alright, so basically, once one of these 2 brute shot brutes dies, this is super annoying, but what the other one can do is it'll start berserking, and it'll just start randomly moving around while it's berserking, because it doesn't leave that platform, really, unless I'm there, of course, but if I'm down here, it's just going to be berserking around on that platform, and what it can do is it can step into the grav lift and go straight back up, and what that means is that it'll be waiting for you when you get back up to the top, right? So basically, you'll get to the top and you'll have a berserking brute right there. So that's like one of the main reasons I leave these Marines alive, is if I do have the brute go back up the grav lift, I let them all go first, and they'll kill the brute for me pretty easily. Assuming I equip them with good weapons, which I plan to do. I plan to give them all carbines and needlers. In a second, of course, but... Okay, so I don't see any more enemies coming, so... I'm gonna grab 2 plasma rifles right here. You can really do this with any weapon, I just... don't want to waste carbine ammo. And I don't really care about plasma rifle ammo. And plasma rifle is kind of good. So basically, I'm just gonna crouch out and look up. And you'll be able to see like parts of their legs on either side. And I'm basically just gonna keep shooting their legs from down here with plasma rifle until I kill one of them. So I did that to get their attention, to get them to look over the balcony. And they still didn't. What the frick is going on? Okay, there's one. Alright, yeah, if they start shooting at you, hit you back up. Because they could also throw grenades at you. Oh, I went too far forward. It's very important that you are slow. Very important that you're slow here. Alright, so there are 2. I'm looking to both sides because, just in case I can see both. But you don't want to see very much of him, just enough that you can shoot him. If you go too forward, they'll shoot back at you, but he can't shoot back at me where he was at, because I didn't go too far forward. So if they're turned around like that guy is, I can actually get a kind of easy grenade kill. I shouldn't have done that because he was not completely turned around, but it ended up working. So I misjudged that. Oh yeah, you can hear the lift go back up. That means the other brute went back up the lift. I actually think 2 enemies just went up the lift right there. But I misjudged that. He wasn't completely turned around, so that's my bad. I should have just kept doing what I was doing. If he was completely turned around, then you can get an easy grenade kill and he won't shoot back at me like that. But notice I was able to survive it because I saw him shoot at me, and I just have my muscle memory trained that as soon as he shoots at me, I have to move straight back, okay? Okay, so So I don't think all the enemies are dead. I think there's a few turret grunts still alive up there. Oops, did not mean to go back down. So yeah, 2 turret grunts. Okay, so now the entire prison area is cleared. Okay, so release your Marines. Give them good guns. I'm gonna give as many Marines as possible carbines, but I don't have that many carbines, so. Oops.
Thank you. Oh, it's still warm.
That was funny.
Okay.
So eventually I'll get like beam rifles and I'll start giving them beam rifles, right? Not all of them. I feel like the best combination, this is just my personal opinion, but I feel like the best combination is you have a few with beam rifles and a few with carbines. If I had more carbine ammo, I would give the rest of them carbines. Okay, I'm gonna pick up a brute shot because in the room is, oh, there's a carbine. Drop this for a second. Because in the next room, there's going to be a lot of drones, and brute shots are really good for dealing with drones. Actually, in the next 2 rooms, technically. Okay. Okay, so now all my Marines have good weapons. However, I still do want a brute shot. So the reason I don't want a carbine, and I'm just giving all the carbine ammo to my Marines, is because there's actually a crate of carbine ammo right at the top of the lift behind you. So I'm just going to grab that. And you'll get 54 ammo out of that. Which isn't quite max ammo, but it's close. Okay, so I want a brute shot for dealing with the drones. I also need this beam rifle that I left here. Okay. Alright, so these Marines actually will not enter the lift unless I get closer. So if I move like right close to the lift, they'll get in it. And for some reason only half my Marines are here, so I have to figure that out. Those guys are still in there. Okay. Just gonna jump down. So those guys that just went through, those guys should be able to deal with the brute by themselves. I think it was a brute and a grunt, because I thought I heard the lift activate twice, but I could be wrong about that. So I just want this guy to go forward. Stop being annoying. Okay. Alright, so I said, when I entered the prison, I said I was gonna explain what I was talking about with the bad RNG thing that can happen, where the jackal sees you. So basically, as I'm coming down the lift to enter prison, I'm going to be looking at the left and the right to see which side has the most grunts. And I'm going to stick the brute, so there's 2 brutes in front of me, I'm going to stick the brute on the opposite side of the side that has the most grunts. So, oh, shut up, Cortana. I'm trying to say something. Okay, so imagine that the right side has the fewer number of grunts. I'm going to stick the brute on the left, because if I stick the brute on the right, then this guy will actually start walking towards me. So I need to go in the direction with the fewer grunts. That way, obviously, fewer grunts are shooting at me. And, yeah, that brute can, like, walk right next to me and blow me up. I've had that happen a couple times.
Step into the lift.
So anyways, I stick the opposite brute, and as soon as I stick that brute, I'm gonna turn, do a little jump in case any enemies that are shooting at me are, like, so they miss. So, grenade, turn, jump, then any grunts that are right here, I'm gonna kill with the carbine, or I'm gonna shoot at with the carbine, but I'm not gonna ever stop moving. So basically, throw a grenade, turn, do a jump, shoot them with a carbine, and then jump down to the middle level. And then from there you can go down to the bottom floor.
We've got to get after truth, Chief. Step into the lift.
And then obviously you have to do that on the opposite side, if this side has the most grunts. Oh, there's more carbine ammo. I could have given another guy a carbine to rip. But yeah, that's basically everything. For the prison area,
We've got to get after truth.
yeah.
Step into the lift.
And again, that strategy is like 75% effective that I just explained to you in case the jackal sees you and alerts everything. There is like a 25% chance that the enemies are just so aggressive that they'll just kill you. And the reason I say 25% is because I remember one day I just kept repeating the process over and over again, and I counted how many successful I got and how many I didn't, and it was about 75% successful. Okay. So one of my Marines died.
It was Tartarus and his groups who took the icon from the flood.
You need a carbine.
For that they have our thanks.
Is another Marine dead?
Excellent. Truth is broadcasting on the move.
There's the dead brute.
Here to track.
Alright, so yeah, like I said, there's ammo right there. I'm actually gonna drop my beam rifle right there. Okay, so I have a carbine brute shot. As soon as I hit the bottom of the ramp right there, that door will start to open. And as soon as that door opens, then there's gonna be some, or as soon as that door opens, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up all the way back here. So that way my Marines will be in front of me, and I'll have cover as well. There's gonna be a few just blue elites that come out. Some of them have plasma rifles, some of them have carbines. Then behind the blue elites, there's gonna be drones. And I basically want to unleash an entire magazine to try to kill as many drones of brute shot ammo to kill as many drones as possible. And I'm just gonna shoot at the floor right there so it bounces up into them. Okay, so let's demonstrate.
What's the matter, you mongrel?
Okay, so I didn't get that many, but okay.
Let me kill you now. We'll get it over and done with.
That was pretty straightforward. You can also use the beam rifle if you want to kill the drones or kill the elites, whatever. But I prefer not to do that just because of I don't have any more beam rifles, so I want to save as much of this ammo as possible for sniper jackals. Okay, so there's gonna be another wave of drones that spawns as soon as I reach a little bit forward in here. One sec. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so as soon as I go right here, I'm gonna back up because I can see I'm gonna get a checkpoint, and two, I'm gonna see enemies on my radar. And some drones will spawn in, and usually these drones that spawn in will come this direction, but right now they got preoccupied by killing all the other guys. Okay.
Hey, cabron, it's me.
So yeah, there's the drones, there's two brutes. There's also two elites. But I think both those elites died. I think they were both killed. Yeah, there's one dead body right there. Yeah, there's another dead body right there. Okay, so the last enemies in this room, there's gonna be some drones that fall out of that door. They start spawning in like once you go right there. So once I pass that little purple line right there, I'm going to count to 3.5 1000s. It's like do three 1000s and then wait like a millisecond longer, and then I'm gonna throw a grenade right there at the corner of the door. And basically the idea behind that is to kill as many of them as possible with that grenade as soon as they come out of that door. But that's not enough. I figured that that's not enough, so I'm gonna throw the grenade, or I'm gonna count, throw the grenade, and as soon as they come out of the door, I'm also gonna use my brute shot. Alright, so 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000.
Let's find it.
And I got all but one of them with that. So yeah, there's 5 drones there. I got most of them, all but one of them with that. Okay, so after this room with all the drones, I have no use for this brute shot anymore, so I'm just gonna grab this beam rifle. Oh, and if you want, you can, like, look for the carbine ammo that all these dead elites dropped. That's it, I'm not really gonna bother looking any harder, but... Okay. So there's gonna be a jackal that drops down right in front of me. It's a pretty free kill. Unless I miss like that. So yeah, just like the last room, there's a few brutes, a few elites.
Thou and fate will keep us safe whilst we find the path.
I'm gonna pick up a plasma pistol because
Just outside this tower, Chief.
I want to save that beam rifle ammo.
Hurry.
Alright, so he's holding still, so I kind of just have to... Oh, okay. Okay. So in the next room, there's going to be 2 hunters. This is the first area I'm going to use beam rifle ammo. I'm going to go to the left, because the one on the left is just going to be right here. Back exposed. I missed twice. Nice, dude. It only takes 2 sniper shots to their orange sections to kill a hunter in this game.
Let's cut it out. I'm with you.
And the reason I'm throwing grenades first is because grenades, Grenades either do 2 things to hunters, or any explosion in general. They either stun a hunter, or they like make them start just running in one direction.
The number of kill systems the Covenant are throwing down around.
And you can easily shoot their back when
Not
they're
to worry, it's pretty sloppy stuff.
in that
I guess we
animation.
never expected a hostile intelligence to penetrate their network from the east side.
Alright, so out here there's gonna be 4 sniper jackals, one to the left, one like back there, one directly in front of me, then one to the right. The one to the left isn't such a big deal. The one to the far left. This one to the right kind of is. So I want to kill this guy first. Okay.
Okay, enemy spotted. Enemy's making its move. Nice shot.
Okay, so I noticed more enemies are throwing grenades at each other from the right side, so I have to basically kill that sniper jackal first, then before killing any of the other ones, kill whatever enemies are fighting right here in front of me. There's another elite. Yeah. I prefer to kill that guy first. Anyways, so I'm going to use this little edge as a head glitch and just inch my way out while crouching to find this sniper jackal. Easy kill. Okay, so I'm going to kill those 2 from the left side, then the next 2 I'm going to kill from the right side. So just crouch as soon as that door opens. There's also going to be a bunch of those guys. So the next sniper jackal is going to be like right where that box is at. Yeah, he died. Okay. So I hate dual wielding guys. Dual wielding elites are a huge pain, dude. And there's a dual wielding elite alive right now. Oh, I hate. I don't know why I'm shooting at that bird. I'm just wasting ammo. If you do hit them, the explosion is quite satisfying. Yeah, tons of blood. Alright, so notice how I'm not going too far out, because I know there's still another sniper jackal over to my left. I just kind of want this jetpack elite to push me. Seeing if I can't get it out from hiding. Alright, whatever. Alright, for this last sniper jackal, make sure you don't go too far out. Basically back down this ramp. And you use this ramp as a head glitch, because this guy's going to be right there to the left of that box that has beam rifle ammo in it. Okay. That's the last sniper jackal in this area. Okay. Now stay up here until you're sure that everything's dead, because this is the safest position in the entire area. So something about this area, you can see there's hunters. Like 90% of the time, or I would say even like 95% of the time, these hunters are killed by everything else. But sometimes you do have to deal with hunters because they survive. And just deal with them the way I just dealt with the ones before. Just stick them with a grenade. Or you don't even have to stick them. It just has to, a grenade just has to deal damage to them, or any explosion actually. And then snipe them in the back. Okay. But now that I'm satisfied that everything's dead, I can go over here, grab another beam rifle, fill up my carbine ammo. Okay, so as soon as I go close enough here, there's gonna be this brute that comes out. He has a brute shot, so be careful. He didn't have a helmet, which is kind of nice. More carbine ammo. There's also more beam rifles right there. Okay, so you may think that I'm done, but I'm actually not. There's a secret grunt back up here, so you kind of just have to climb up here. Make sure you stay kind of far back so the grunt doesn't spawn in. So I'm just going to walk along this railing, keeping myself scoped in. I know that as long as I'm next to this railing, I can't fall off. I want to kill this guy as soon as he spawns in, because that guy has a fuel rod. He's also guarding that skull back there. Okay. So in this game, there's like 5 missions that have enemies guarding the skull. Oracle, Delta Halo, Regret, Arbiter, and this mission. Okay. So now that everything's dead, should make sure you have max ammo. There's tons of grenades in here, so you can get max grenades pretty easily. Okay, so I'm gonna push this forward. I'm actually gonna take this box over the bridge. So at the beginning of this level, or towards the beginning of this level, I said that there were 2 sections on this level where it's super easy not to follow the intended path. Like, it's a lot easier if you don't follow the intended path. The first one was the first grav lift. The second one is right here. And basically, the way you don't follow the intended path here is you just do a grenade jump and get up top, on top of the bridge there. Which makes your life so much easier. And for those interested, I could actually show you how to do a grenade jump up there. Pretty easily. I'll show you that. Ah, this thing's not moving anymore. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I'm pushing this box. I haven't explained that, but so basically, as soon as I cross that bridge, or that whatever you want to call it, I don't really know what to call that, but I'm just gonna say bridge. About halfway across, there's gonna be a sniper jackal in the back that spawns in. And basically, as soon as I cross the bridge, I'm just going to be right in front of a sniper jackal. Obviously, I have that little ramp right there you can see as cover. However, if that sniper jackal like pushes up in front of me on top of the ramp right there, which he does like quite often, then, you know, I just have to rely on my ability to snap on a really quickly, which I'd rather not have to rely on that. Even though I feel like I'm really good at snapping on targets, but for the case of Deathless, I'd rather not have to rely on that, you know. Because if I miss a single shot, he'll just kill me. Okay, so I'm gonna push this all the way.
It's in Amber Flat.
Big lad, reward for all your toil, all your sacrifices near at hand.
So this thing actually will not go across on its own. You have to throw a grenade to get it up.
She's crashed into another tower ahead of our position. I'll keep trying to make contact.
Okay, so just throw a grenade underneath it. And yeah. So that will either land one of 2 ways. It will land sideways or it will land straight up like that. Doesn't really matter which way, it'll still do the same thing. Basically, having a box right there, as soon as I cross the bridge, it's gonna push me up on top of the box. And it's gonna let me see the sniper jack a lot sooner. And basically, I can just kill the sniper jack a lot faster because I'll be able to see it a lot sooner. Sometimes you can get like stuck behind that box, and if that happens, you just have to kind of move around and melee the box until you can move. Alright, so I said I was going to show you how to do a grenade jump up on top of the bridge. This is not part of the run. This is not what I did in my actual Deathless attempt, or my actual Deathless run, but this is just something fun to know. Okay, so you throw a grenade down there, you can land on this little ledge, then just jump up. And I'll do that again. So basically, or I'll just explain that again. Throw a grenade right there. As soon as it blows up, do a grenade jump on top of there, then jump from there to on top of there. With a really good grenade jump, you can go straight from here to the very top, but that's a lot harder. Okay, so yeah, there's tons of grenades in this hallway, so I'm just gonna fill them up. Also grab some carbine. Okay, so I'm ready to cross this bridge. Okay. Oh, and you may be asking, like, why not just let your Marines go first to deal with the sniper jackal? Well, there's two problems with that. One, is that, oh crap, I forgot what I was gonna say, or, one of them is that, you can't really force your Marines to go onto this. As soon as I start pushing him, he'll just move back, and even if I stand like behind here, my Marines won't go first. They always fall behind me, and dang it, I had a second problem in mind, but I can't remember what I was gonna say. Anyways, it just doesn't work. Oh yeah, the other problem is that I don't always have Marines alive. Yeah. Alright, so, oh yeah, the sniper jackal will either be on the left or the right. It's random. So I'm just gonna keep my carbine zoomed in. Easy kill. Alright, now there's gonna be elites and brutes. And you use this box on the left for cover. Just make sure you are watching out for any grenades from either the grunts or the brutes that are thrown at you. Because like I said earlier, brutes do not miss their grenades. Like, ever. It's really annoying, but they never miss their grenades. Alright, so I think there's still an elite alive. Or 2 elites alive, really. That's horrible. Okay, so you can actually go on top of that wall pretty easily and just snipe at everything. However, that's another example of not following the intended path. So, I'm just gonna come over. You can do this on either side, and I'm just gonna snipe at everything living. One thing about honor guard brutes, they don't actually have a head box hit marker, or they actually don't have like a head box, or a head hitbox, sorry. So, like, his helmet, you can't get it to go off. You can't hit headshots on them, so you kind of just have to keep shooting them with a carbine or a beam rifle until they die. Shooting them in the head still does more damage, but you don't get headshots with it. Okay, so there's a full case of beam rifles right there. Just grab one. Now, I like to be on the right here. Doesn't really matter which side you're on, but I'm gonna try to kill both of these guys, but I might only be able to kill one of them. Okay. Now there's 2 more elites and also some grunts. I'm gonna leave those guys alive because I want the brutes to kill as many of them as possible. So just, as long as you move forward a little bit, those guys will spawn in, they'll go across. For whatever reason, sometimes those guys get stuck back there like that. If that happens, you just have to snipe them. Okay, they didn't get stuck. That guy's stuck. Whatever. Sometimes all of them will get stuck back there. Oops, I didn't see it. I was blind. I didn't see him. Not sure what's happening. So yeah, kill the sword elite, kill the carbine elite. Kill the grunts. Not really sure what's happening. Okay, anyways. Alright, before going forward, I'm just gonna make sure I grab a fresh beam rifle. Okay, so I'm gonna just melee both these drones. They're gonna fly by, I'm just gonna kill them. Oh my gosh.
Brothers, cast down the elite.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick up one of these plasma pistols, just in case I need it.
What have they to say now?
But basically, for this room, I'm just gonna stay back here and snipe and kill everything with plasma pistol, or yeah. Just don't leave this little hallway until you have to. I should have been looking in front of me and not to the side. That's my bad. Okay, so there's some more enemies that spawn in the back. There's gonna be 2 more brutes that spawn back there. Pretty easy kills. Okay. Oh yeah, there's actually a case of beam rifles right here as well, just to be aware of. And also carbine ammo right there. So I think everything's dead. I think that jetpack elite died. Okay, so just make sure you have a beam rifle, fresh beam rifle, max carbine ammo before going on. Okay.
I have listened to the oracle.
So this part's pretty easy. There's just a bunch of berserking brutes and some scared grunts.
The elites are falling back to the mausoleum. Fools! Their arbiter can do nothing for them now.
Who would doubt the prophets? What have we foretold that has not come about?
Okay. So yeah, there's tons of carbine ammo here. Don't really need it, but yeah. So it's kind of odd. This is a lot of people have the opinion that this is the hardest level in the game. And I can understand that. This is actually my favorite level in this game. Like, especially right now, there's just something about the music and the atmosphere of High Charity. I don't know. Anyways, so grab a fresh beam rifle, go across that bridge. As soon as this door opens, don't go any more forward, because this door will open in a second. Now, these guys will actually stop moving, so which is why I'm not shooting at them. They'll just hold still. Alright. Ammo? Come. There's also some beam rifles right here. Those are kind of hidden. Alright, so I'm going to pick up another gun. One thing that's really weird, once you hit a trigger in a little bit, every case of ammo will despawn. So like, this will despawn, this will despawn. I need to drop. Yeah. And I'll tell you which trigger that is. It's not for a little bit, but once you hit it, you won't be able to come back for ammo. Which is why I'm picking all these weapons up, because they won't despawn if they're on the ground, but if they're still in the crate, they'll despawn. Okay. I'm gonna do that same thing with like 2 more crates of ammo up here in a second. Or maybe 3 even. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure no one's to my right fighting. Then I want to kill this sniper jackal. Okay. And just kind of stay back. If you can't see him, just throw a grenade at him. Alright, now that... I want to make sure everything to my right is dead as well. Alright, I'm going to hard scope that door. There's going to be elites that come out of the door. I'm going to let the elites live because they're going to kill most of the brutes for me. However, there will be a fuel rod flood that has to die. Or a fuel rod grunt that has to die. Right there. Yep. That fuel rod grunt is super annoying. Alright, so basically I'm just going to let all the enemies fight each other. And just kind of watch from up here. There should be more brutes. Why are the brutes not spawning? There they are. Alright. So yeah, if you think all the brutes are done spawning, there will actually be one more wave of brutes that spawn out of those doors. Okay, so this honor guard pushed me. He has to die. So I'm trying not to interfere as much as possible, because I don't know what these elites are doing, but they're just up there for some reason. Usually these guys fight each other. This is very odd. And that guy pushed me. Okay. I'm just watching my radar. So I should have been a lot more careful of like what was coming to my left, or what was coming to my right. Okay. Alright, that guy's not gonna leave. I'm just gonna kill him. It actually looked like he was about to jump down, but whatever. I can't tell if that guy's gonna push me or he's just gonna stay down there. Alright, he pushed me. Cool. Alright. So there's a crate of carbines right there. There's also this crate of... Same thing as before. I'm going to pick these up so this crate doesn't despawn. Or, well, the crate will still despawn, but at least the weapons will still be usable. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to juggle this over here so I know exactly where it's at. Okay. Then same thing with this carbine ammo down here. I need to pick up another... Actually, pick up carbine ammo. Where'd that plasma pistol go? Right there. Alright, so go over to the left here. There's gonna be a couple camo elites with swords. They're not too bad. If I can hit shots. Okay, dude. You gotta keep in mind, though, that camo elites' shields recharge faster than any other color of elite, or any other type of elite. So if you can get headshots, just go for headshots. It's a one-hit headshot, but... They have the weakest shields, but also the fastest recharging shields in the game. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up this fuel rod just because this ammo will be useful towards the end. Okay. Now there's going to be this guy right here on the right. Easy back smack. There's going to be some grunts coming on the left. Pretty easy kills. There should be more. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there's also a crate of carbine ammo in this room somewhere. I forget exactly where. I think it might be that crate right there that has carbines. So I want to pick up this plasma pistol so I can have it for the next room. However, there's one more camouflage elite. Just inch your way out until you see him. You get a pretty easy headshot. Kill any surviving grunts. Okay. Or, huh. I swear one of those had a carbine ammo in it. Oh, I was thinking of that. Never mind. Alright, so the load that you have to hit that makes all the previous boxes and stuff despawn, this door changes from red to pink. Everything will despawn, all the like crates. So I'm gonna pick up this carbine ammo, so it doesn't despawn. I'm also gonna pick up this fuel rod right here, which will actually despawn as well. Cause I kind of want the fuel rod, and there's a lot of ammo in that one. I want the plasma pistol. Where did it go? Where did I drop that? Crap. Alright, for some reason, enemies in this next room just love to throw grenades at you. So just keep that in mind. Literally, every enemy is just gonna prioritize throwing grenades at you. So I'm just gonna stay back here and noob combo basically everything. So I actually don't remember exactly how many elites there are. Let's count. I've killed one. There's two. Oh. So see, they just throw so many grenades, man. Oh yeah, but notice that this crate is now has now disappeared. As soon as I opened that door, it disappeared. It's gonna be the same thing with all the other ones. That's why it's important to pick up those weapons. Alright, so that was what, like 3? I think that was 3 elites. Alright, so there's another one, so 4. There's also plasma pistols right there, but they're kind of hard to get to. So yeah, you can kind of just jump up here. You can actually get up top pretty easily, just from right there. Just look around, see if anything's alive. So yeah, 4 elites in this room. Okay, so I'm gonna go pick up this beam rifle. Now I'm gonna just jump up here. As soon as I reach right here, there's gonna be 2 jackals that come out of there, and also 1 brute. Use the beam rifle to kill the brute, or I don't have to, but I'm going to. Actually, I'm just gonna use the carbine. I think it's, where is he? Alright. Alright, now before going on to the next area, I'm basically going to... I'm gonna drop this here so I don't have to juggle it as much, but I'm gonna juggle the beam rifle as well as this fuel rod. So I probably won't end up using all of that ammo that I picked up out of those crates from earlier, but it's kind of just nice to pick them up and have them just in case, you know. Oh, I already picked it up. I was looking for that extra fuel rod I picked up from that grunt I killed, but it looks like I already picked up the ammo. Alright, so try not to step in that. I actually made a mistake right there. I shouldn't be juggling with a heavy weapon equipped. Just at a, like, just to make sure I don't like shoot on accident and blow myself up. Okay, so as soon as this door opens, there's gonna be a few brutes in front of me, and there's gonna be a sniper jackal to the right. I found that the best way to deal with that sniper jackal, because he's quite an annoying sniper jackal because he doesn't hold still. He basically just runs forward, and he can like run in front of some brutes, and you won't be able to snipe him or kill him with a carbine, right? So I'm just gonna basically a tire magazine of fuel rod on pretty much everything I see in front of me, starting with the sniper jackal. Okay.
If we're going to catch truth, we'll need to take a shortcut straight through the mausoleum. Look on the bright side. For now, they seem much more interesting.
Holy heck, that grenade was good. So that wasn't executed very well. I missed like 2 of those shots, but I got done what I needed to get done, which was kill that sniper jackal. It would have been nice if I could have hit my other shots as well. Alright, so yeah, once you kill a certain number of these enemies, these drones will spawn in. Usually they'll target the elites, but since the elites are all dead, obviously they're targeting me, so... Okay. Yeah, I'm just staying at the back for that entire encounter. Alright, so this bridge has like 3 triggers. There's like 3 spawns of enemies on this bridge. There's the one I already killed. There's all these enemies. The next spawn of enemies will trigger in like once I hit the very bottom of that ramp right there. As soon as I hit the bottom of that ramp, I want to start walking backwards, because there's actually going to be a fuel rod grunt that comes out of that door. So basically I'm going to be walking backwards and hard scoping that fuel rod grunt. And as soon as that fuel rod grunt peaks, he's either going to peek on the right side or the left side of that box that I'm aiming at right now. I just want to kill him as fast as possible. So, yeah, walking backwards, it gives me more distance between myself and the fuel rod grunt, which, like, in case he does fire, it gives me more time to kind of register what's going on, and I'm able to dodge the fuel rod shot. And 2, drones are actually coming at you as soon as that spawns in, so you can avoid the drones if you go back immediately. Alright, so I'm going to take this brute shot, and basically I have to move every single box that's in the middle here. I have to move everything out of the middle. Nothing can be in the middle or else I'll walk back into it. I need to have my path clear so I can walk straight back. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to... So that crate right there, usually that crate is like right there, right where I just shot, but it got pushed over there. That crate usually has, or not usually, it has beam rifles in it. I'm worrying if that's too far forward. Wondering if that's too far forward. No, it's not. Okay. So I'm going to take one of these beam rifles. If the game will let me. Oh, that's not the... Did the beam rifle crate get thrown off the edge? Oh, that's horrible. Alright, whatever. I can use this one. Well, usually there's a beam rifle crate, but I think it got thrown off the edge. Unless there's... Yeah, no. Yeah, it got caught... Yeah, it got tossed off the edge. So now I just lost 2 beam rifles. Yep, that's it right there. Alright, anyways, I'm going to hit the bottom of this ramp and then just start walking back immediately. Hard scoping in. As soon as I see this fuel rod grunt. And you can tell it has the fuel rod because the fuel rod grunt will be green, unlike the other grunts. Alright, so see, I was able to kill that guy quite easily. And just snipe everything. Alright. So I'm going to actually drop this beam rifle. Pick up this fuel rod that I had right there. So that was the second, like, wave, or, group of enemies that spawns on this bridge. the last wave will spawn in that door. It's gonna be a couple hunters, or 2 hunters and a couple grunts. And I'm just gonna spam the heck out of that as soon as that door opens. And the explosion from the fuel rod will stun the hunters. So they won't be able to... Yeah. Because explosions stun hunters. Alright, so that was pretty easy. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna just pick up a ton of plasma pistols before they despawn, because there's a bunch of elites in the next room. Honestly, 4 should be more than plenty. There's also 2 right here, I guess, as well. Okay, so usually I just grab a beam rifle from right here, but since this crate went over the edge, go all the way back. Which is another reason why it's nice to have, like, picked up all that or all that beam rifle ammo. So I know that back there's 3 full beam rifles. Even though it's annoying, it's a lot more of a walk. You see, like, it paid off, you know? Paid off in a way I didn't even imagine it would, so. Okay, so that one has 22, that one has 100. Alright. Alright. Now I got beam rifle. I will probably end up having to go back again. I don't imagine that this will last me the entire time. I will have to go back again. There's no probably about it. But anyways, in this next room, this is the final room in the level. I mean, technically it's the second to final room. If you want to get technical, the last room is another bridge just like this. But, this is the final room with enemies. Anyways, there's going to be 3 white elites over to the right. One of them is going to have a fuel rod. The other one has a carbine and one has I think a plasma rifle. It might be 2 with carbines. I actually don't remember what the other 2 have for weapons, but basically the first thing I want to kill is this fuel rod grunt. I don't really care what else is going on with, like, hunters and brutes and whatever. As soon as I see this fuel rod guy, he needs to die. Dang it, that's so annoying. Yeah, that's a glitch where you can see him through the wall. That's another glitch. It takes 4 sniper shots to kill a ultra elite. By the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have a carbine right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I should have a carbine. Alright. So basically, I'm just gonna let everything else kill each other. Alright, now that... I think all the brutes are dead now. Alright, not quite. Fuel rod is so good for killing hunters. Alright, yeah, I just stayed at the back of this room the entire time, and that was pretty easy, right? So one way you can tell that all the enemies are dead without actually having to look, Cortana is right there. Okay, So I'm actually gonna grab a beam rifle. How much does this have? 55. Yeah, that's plenty. So I'm gonna, as soon as I get her dialogue.
Hang on. I'm picking up 2 more transponders.
As soon as I get that dialogue, that means these enemies are starting to walk towards me. So I'm gonna move right here. As soon as that door opens, there's gonna be 3 camo elites, or 2 camo elites, 2 white elites, and a sword elite. I want to kill, ideally, one of the camo elites. So these camo elites are weird. These are the only camo elites in the game that have stronger shields and won't, oh gosh, it won't die in, 1 headshot. I don't know, like, how fast these guys' shields regen, to be honest, compared to regular camo elites. I assume slower because, yeah. Alright, so I'm out of beam rifle ammo. I'm just gonna end this level with a noob combo. So yeah, wait for that guy to walk or run towards you. Pretty easy kill. Now, I kind of have to identify where these last 2 elites are. So he's holding still, so this might work. It might not. No, it didn't. Alright. I'm gonna try the same thing on this guy. Alright, yeah, I didn't think it would, but it's worth a try. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of stay where you can't shoot me. Just kind of get close to him a little bit. So both these guys have carbines, which is pretty annoying. Actually, I think they always both have carbines, but I could be wrong about that. Oh, yeah, I need to go back for a beam rifle. This is really only something you should do if you have only one of them alive, or... Yeah, go back for a beam rifle. It's a lot smarter, but... As you can see, you can do this, but it's, like, a lot harder. Alright, and that's the level Gravemind. I did die once to... I made the simplest mistake ever. I thought I killed an enemy, so I just stood out in the open instead of staying behind cover until I confirmed he had died. I made the dumbest mistake ever, and yeah. But if I didn't make that super stupid mistake, that would have been an easy Deathless Gravemind. No glitches, killing every enemy in the level. Anyways, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found that informative, and thank you for watching. And the reason it took so long, usually that level takes me about an hour, but because I was explaining all my strats, it took a lot longer. Alright.